Yeah. Do you miss the bus? Do you miss the bus rides?
I miss the stories. I miss the times. I miss honestly, the innovation. Like, just the first thing that's come to my mind was, like, in Motor City, we had the most uncomfortable bus ever. So Ian White, I mean, he played 500 NHL games. The guy can do whatever the hell he wants. He's sitting in the back. He goes to the Rona, gets a power drill, gets a bunch of boards, some nails, and then makes his own bed mattress, like his own like bed frame, and then puts it over top of a couple seats so that we have like mattresses in the bus. That was cool. Or even in Mississippi, where they took it all helter skelter style and said, instead of building a mattress or building a frame, they just ripped out the seats and then nailed down mattresses to the back of the bus so that we could literally sleep on the bus. Was that safe and up to code? Absolutely not. But that's what got the job
Depending on what state you're in, that might be illegal as long as many people as possible are buckled. The rest are, good luck.
Let's try to avoid going through the state of Arkansas. Let's go the long way.
I'll be honest with you. Some of the most vivid memories I have of bus rides, and keep in mind, we had a combination of all, depending on if our team bus was running or not, we usually ended up on a very nice motor coach. But playing cards, like, I can't even begin to tell you how much gambling I did underage between the ages of 14 and 17, like just in minor hockey trips. I mean, it was just quarters or dimes or loonies, but for a kid that age, that can add up pretty quick, especially if you're taking a few pots into your lap.
Well, did you guys have the TVs and the DVD players yet, or no?
We had TVs. We had 3 TVs and VHS DVDs.
I think they have a VHS and a DVD on like the little 8x8 TV screen. Those are good times though.
Yep.
Like the amount of time, like what would they put on? They put on Goon, Miracle, Slapshot, Mighty Ducks, Ted, Talladega Nights. That's a staple as well. Any other movies that I'm missing for bus road trips?
Well, I mean, my generation was a little bit different. It was Slapshot, Young Blood, movies like that, more of the older hockey movies. But what I liked about it, and nowadays I know it's more of, you put your own headphones on, you got your own device in front of you, but I liked the idea of all the guys sitting down together, watching the same movie, all laughing together, having those same laughing points on the bus, rather than somebody watching their own thing and 5 other people and laughter coming. It felt more cohesive. If you're on the bus together, you're on the bus together. You know what I mean?
When you were playing though, you were physically gambling with a couple bucks, couple dice. You're putting the VHS in, and then you fast forward to my time where you have the digital gamblers, the digital nomads, we called them in Motor City, where the guys would be gambling on their phones up until 5 minutes before morning skate, get on the ice for 10:58, get back on the bus at midnight. They'd be gambling all night, and then we put the DVDs in. It's shaped its way. It's taken form in different ways over the years.
Now, I know you're not much of a gambler, you're not much of a boozer or anything, but I mean, if guys were playing poker for quarters, are like, do you have a limit? Are you willing to, put in $1?
I wouldn't put any money in, but I definitely play for fun. Like, I go play cards, I go play goldfish, I try to learn poker. I'm not very good at poker, but I try my best. Like, that was always fun. I love watching the movies too. I was more of a movie guy. I always tried to sit as close as I could to the TV. It's why I had to wear glasses at such a young age, because I'd be like this close away from the TV screen as we were watching semi-pro. But yeah, the bus trips were good. And like I said before, don't shit in the bus. That's $100 fine. Forget about falling in warm-ups for $5. You shit in the bus, that's $100 fine. That's a $500 fine, max fine, if you shit in the bus.
Oh, man, it was a shameful walk for any of the coaching staff that if they were walking towards the back of the bus and they had a magazine in their hand, we knew they weren't coming back to talk to anybody. It was like, don't you dare. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey, what kind of magazine? It all depends on the magazine, I guess.
Nothing that would keep them in there. It was suitable.
Over 5 or less
put
than
it that
5?
Way. Well, listen, some of those old boys and some of the size of some of those guys, those managers that we had, we knew they were going to be there for the long haul, so they were getting the pound on the door every couple of seconds. Hurry up! Too long!
Or like when you go to take a whiz and you got to hold on to the holy shit handle as the bus is just rocking around. You're like, oh my God, just try to hit the bowl somewhere in that direction.
Oh man, listen, the amount of the amount of times we got stranded, we got hit animals. Yeah, it's listen, I'm amazed that parents were just like, all right, see you later. Have a great weekend. I'll pick you up at the rink on Sunday. Yeah, man, for some of the things that we went through in those bus rides. What is the longest commute that you have for a visiting team in the league that you're playing in?
In the APHL, I think the longest one we do is Pittsburgh. I think that might be like 6 or 7 hours.
Okay,
that's about it.
A lot better than 14.
14, 16 hours. Biloxi, Mississippi to Whiteville, Virginia. That was a long one. 6 hours. Columbus. That was a short one in the south. Columbus to Biloxi or Motor City to Watertown, that was 12. Binghamton to Motor City, that was 12. Motor City down to Mississippi, that was like 20.
Well, I was just going to say, with all these bus rides and moving around and whatnot, I mean, we're kind of at that cusp. Most NHL teams have 10 games under their belt now, so there's going to be a lot of changes that, as we talked about on previous episodes, things that kind of domino effect all the way down. So the changes that happen here in the next week to 2 weeks or so, and the amount of shuffling that's going to be going on as far as rosters from leagues all the way around the world, I'm really curious to see what happens. Listen. I hope you get lots of wins in Indiana, but if somebody came knocking, how quickly are you out the door and back into taking 14-hour bus rides?
Like day of. Somebody calls right now, my stuff's packed up in an hour. I'm going down to the Enterprise down the street, assuming they're open, and I'm going to get a rental car. If not, first thing tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. rental car on the road and out here. That's how the business works.
So are you expecting that?
I don't know. That's a great question. That's the $1 million question, right? I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping that somebody falters, somebody gets injured, something catastrophic. I know it sounds bad, but I want something catastrophic to happen to somebody, to some team, so I get an opportunity. That's the way the business works, and then go and try to take that shot and try to make the most of that opportunity. I know also that I got a place to play here for the time being. We don't have a lot of games, but we do have some games. I know that the Vail Yeti are going to be having me later on this year. When, I don't know, but I'll be bouncing around in Colorado a bit as well. Like there's lots of hockey left, lots of opportunities to come. I wish I knew what was going to happen. I mean, I think there's a lot of people watching the show that would like to know what's going to happen, but that's the $1 million question, right? Where am I going to end up? When will the opportunity come? Will it happen? When will it happen? I don't know. That's a great question.
I think there's a combination of people that watch the show, just from monitoring the comments as loosely as I do. But there are some that love seeing you bounce everywhere. Like, where's he going to go next? They wake up on Sunday mornings, they go, where's he playing now? I think there's people that really enjoy watching this kind of pseudo travel vlog. And there's other people who are like, find a team. Find a team. All right, I want to buy a jersey. I want to buy a jersey and support. Find a team.
I kind of feel bad for the people that have bought jerseys the last couple of years, because I appreciate it because it helps support, the team that I'm with, and helps support me as well. And it also makes me feel good that somebody cares enough to buy the jersey. But I also feel bad because you go to Motor City for 2 months, you come back. You go down to Watertown for a couple months, you get bounced. You go to Port Huron for 45 minutes, Mississippi for 2 weeks, you come here, you go there. And I do feel bad for the people that do buy the jerseys, but that's also part of the business too, because it's so unpredictable, as we've painstakingly documented the last couple of years. But that's just the way it's going to go. I do have, though, one really exciting story. One last one to let you go in Motor City. Right after I left, I don't know if it was because I had left, because I remember they were really hard about any bus stuff. Don't talk about it. We ran out of gas in the parking lot. Don't talk about it. The battery died. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about any of that type of stuff. But when I left, I don't know if they sold the bus or they stopped renting the bus, and they rented vans. And they had one player in particular who was in charge of paying for all the gas. So he'd pay for everybody's gas on the vans while they were doing the road trip. And they came back from the road trip. Obviously, you rack up a nice little bill, a couple $1,000s worth of gas. They traded him that week and said, oh, yeah, checks in the mail, fella. As we know, that's one of the 3 biggest lies in pro hockey. Checks in the mail, and only going down for 2, and the third one we can't say on the show.
Oh, my goodness.
That
sucks.
If that's not the most federal thing you ever heard, I don't know what is. Actually, no. There was these 2 Fed guys on Instagram I saw the other day. Both of them played in the Fed at some point in time. They're doing some challenge where they do like rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and the loser has to skate as fast as they can. The other guy takes a slap shot at his back. I thought, that's like the most federal thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, can we rub 2 rocks together and find 2 brain cells?
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. We do a new podcast every single Sunday during the season called Slinging the Biscuit. It is a non-mainstream hockey podcast, so we talk about my hockey career, the minor pros, Spain, the Fed, you name it, all the stuff that you won't hear in the mainstream news.
Music,
pop culture,
politics, a little bit.
Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.